Hello everyone and welcome to part 1 of my Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis. So of the first two games, this is the one that I'm most familiar with because it's the one that came bundled in with my Sega Genesis when I was a kid. So it was the one that I'm most familiar with because Sonic 1 actually came later on when a friend of mine gave it to me. I would often borrow it from him and eventually he just let me keep it. So from a childhood friend, I've kept it forever. And it's in really lousy shape, so I've gotten a nicer copy, but that's the one that I use for the run. But with Sonic 2, we're gonna see a couple of new things. We're gonna see the introduction of the spin dash. We're gonna see Tails' introduction. We're gonna see the removal of 3 acts and narrowing it down to just the 2 acts. So it's gonna be an interesting experience. It is a somewhat similar yet different experience, which makes for a good sequel. Alright, so I'm not going to just keep talking about the game, right? I'm going to go ahead and get us into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play some Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Sega Genesis. So here we are being greeted by the Sega logo with Sonic running through it. Sonic and Miles Tails Prower in. And we get the whole new emblem with Sonic the Hedgehog and 2, and then Tails also pops up. So we have 1 player, 2 player, and options, right? I had to kind of speed through that because the game will, even though I'm moving around on the menu, the game will just be like, okay, cutting to the demo, but I'm moving it. I'm moving it. It doesn't care. All right. So as you can see here, I can change the player select from Sonic and Tails to Sonic alone or Tails alone, or leaving it at Sonic and Tails. I'm going to leave it at Sonic and Tails because I feel like that's the default game mode, and it makes it a lot harder, which is going to make me probably want to break the controller because I have a goal for myself to do, and it's going to be really hard to do it with Tails in the picture. Or at least when Tails is in the picture and someone is not helping me. Alright, so yeah, there's versus mode and sound test, but we're not doing that. We're going to do our Sonic and Tails run. So let's go ahead and get the game started. So we are on our first act here. We are on Emerald Hill. Alright. And we're introduced to the first most annoying enemy of the game. Coconut. Aptly named because he tosses coconuts at you. Right? And you never know when he's gonna throw them. It always feels random. Which is why I don't like dealing with him. That's not something that you could just memorize his pattern and go for. It's literally like a lottery. Sometimes he gets you and sometimes he doesn't. Alright. If I had a second controller plugged in and I wanted to cheese it, I could just have Tails attack him. I used to do that as a kid. Just get rid of him. Alright. So, oh, I'm missing a ring. That means I didn't get a ring somewhere. I missed something. Oh, well, whatever. We could just get here. You know what? If I'm going to come all the way out here anyway, let me just go ahead and get up here. And drop down here. There's a reason I'm going this way. Because if I'm already going to be doing all of this, right, I may as well be smart about this because I messed up. Alright, so if I stand here, and if we spin dash, we can actually clip through above here. Because for whatever reason, the game does not like to let me through there. The normal way half the time. So there, now we have 2 extra lives to start off with. Pretty good. Alright, but here's the annoying part. Now I have to backtrack. Alright, so how do I get Chaos Emeralds in this game? Because this is a Sonic game, and it wouldn't be a Sonic game if there weren't Chaos Emeralds. So you may have noticed that I jumped right over that signpost and avoided touching it. Because it's kind of necessary towards getting the Chaos Emeralds. Alright? So when I hit a signpost, a gate will open up above, and I must jump through it. Alright? Once we jump through it, we're in this half-pipe thing. I have like this much motion in it. I can jump. And the objective is to collect the number of rings that it tells me to do so. And it's going to be 3 times that it tells me to collect rings, and it gets higher and higher each time. Alright. So there was asking for 40, I got 52, and that's going to ask me for 80. So obviously the more rings that you collect in the previous rounds, the better off you will be, because you get to keep them. See, like, I'm already almost at the... There, see, I already have the 82 rings that it was asking me for. Alright? So you get the little warning there, like, you need this many? Oh, wait, never mind, you've already met the requirement. Never mind, just kidding. Alright, so we have 111 rings, and now it's going to ask me for 140. Alright, so I need 30 more. Alright, so here's the annoying part, right? Tails is collecting rings here, right? I can control Sonic pretty well, but if Tails gets hit, I lose rings because he has his own ring count. So it's not like when Tails collects rings for me outside of the special stage where it counts towards a collective, and if he gets hit, we don't lose them. Here, if he gets hit, he loses them, and it can make it really difficult to get the Chaos Emerald as a result. That's why it's easier just to do it as Sonic or Tails alone. Additionally, if you do a Sonic alone or Tails alone file, you're not required to collect as many rings. Like, I think for the first one, instead of saying 40, it's like 30, and then instead of 80, it's like 60. Because I guess they figure if you're playing a Sonic and Tails game, you have a friend helping you, and that's not always the case. Alright, so I'm gonna try, right? My personal goal, is to try and get all of the Chaos Emeralds, right? All of the Chaos Emeralds in the first zone. Because as you can see now, I can get multiple Chaos Emeralds. Right? I can get multiple Chaos Emeralds in an act as a result. Alright, so that gives me another extra life, so we're pretty well. We're doing pretty well. Now I'm gonna go back. Now, you can't just go to any signpost, right? You have to do the signposts in order if you want to get them all in the first zone. Because let's say that here, in the first act, I get the third one first, and then backtrack to the first and second one, it does not count. So it's not like Sonic Mania where I could just find that one spot in Green Hill Zone and just go back and forth and back and forth and just work on the bonus stages. Here, you get one opportunity, and if you skip the signpost, well, GG. So you have to make sure that you do it in order. And ideally, since I'm doing a Sonic and Tails run of it, ideally, I want to make sure that Tails is nowhere near collecting too many rings. So that if he gets pegged, I only lose a handful of rings and not all of my rings. Because that is what's going to drive me crazy. Alright. Now, I have a very distinct feeling that I'm not going to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds in one part because of how I'm doing it. So it's going to take 2 parts. Alright, let's do it in just one zone. But it is doable, guys. Which I will show you. But I'm going to run into an interesting predicament in the future. And that is, once I get the 7 Chaos Emeralds, from this game on, right, that meant that you can turn into Super Sonic, which is a good thing, right? But the bad thing is that as soon as you have 50 rings and you jump, you automatically turn into Super Sonic, which can be a little problematic. Oh, I didn't need to jump there, I kind of freaked out. Alright, meaning it's going to be difficult for me to get lives going down the line, unless I maintain well over 50 rings at all time. Because once you go Super Sonic, you stay Super Sonic. There's no jumping into a signpost again and losing your Super Sonic status like in the later games. So you only get one opportunity to start really stocking up on extra lives. So that's what I'm... Oh, look, it let me in this time through there. Alright, so that's why I'm just trying to stock up on some lives now while I can. While it's still easy, because once I get the 7th Emerald, it's going to be a lot harder to get lives. Like, I have to consistently get more than 1 ring a second enough times. So let's go ahead and get some of those. So yeah, I'm just gonna be stocking up on lives. Not that I anticipate that I'm gonna die a lot, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. So this is something that you can do if you're new to the game and you're like, man, it's gonna get hard. I'm not used to these platforms. It's easy for you because you played the game a ton of times, so you probably... No! Why? He's not even on the screen! Oh my god, that's so annoying! It does this all of the time with the Buzz Bomb. It did it in the first game too, if you remember. I mean, I don't think that these guys are called buzz bombers, but same concept. It did it with them. Great. I mean, I have enough rings to get the, into the special stage, but I was trying to get 100 rings for an extra life, and that's gonna set me back a bit now, obviously. Alright, so... Oh look, I can kind of fake being supersonic for a little bit, because I have super speed and super armor, where I don't get hit. Okay, so if I can make it over here and break this, I feel safer now. I feel way safer now. Alright. Oh, no! Oh, hey. Alright, so now we can go ahead and make it. Yes! Now we can go ahead and start working towards our... Wait. I'm pretty sure that the speed shoes wore off, but the music is still going fast. Did I glitch the music? I think I glitched the music. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Let's just go ahead and get our... Okay, this is where it's going to be a little annoying. I have to try it and get over him because he likes to do that, and that's really, really annoying. Oh, look, I have 150 rings. Alright, so... We're at the third special stage. You can see it starts getting a little more demanding on how many rings it wants. Which is why I can't depend on Tails. If I depend on Tails and he gets hit, it's gonna become a problem. Something that Sonic 4 Episode 2 did that I liked was that you didn't really have to worry about Tails getting hit. Right? So if that was the case here, then I'd be cool with the fact that they made the special stage that much harder. By making it that you have to be careful that Tails doesn't get hit. But because he can get hit, it's kind of nerve-wracking. It's kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. See, like here, I have to, if I really want that last little set of rings, I have to depend on Tails to collect it for me on the jump. So if you're gonna do a Sonic and Tails file, like I'm doing, you gotta make sure. Oh, you could just stay in the center here. You have to make sure that Tails jumps at the appropriate time, meaning you have to jump earlier, which means that you kind of have to anticipate what's coming down the line. See, like here, I know that there's another one coming up because I've done this so many times in my life. And here, I could jump pretty early, but here, they start getting closer and closer to the thing. So as soon as I see them, I gotta tell Tails to jump, because if I don't, that's gonna happen. But luckily, I had enough rings that I didn't need to depend on Tails. Because see, he got hit there. He lost a few rings, but I still had the grand majority. I collected everything that we needed as Sonic. So that makes it a little easier for me to get through it. Alright, so like I said, now is the time that if I'm going to focus on lives, I should probably do it. Because once we, you know, I probably should have killed him first. See, he just throws it whenever he feels like it. Come on, throw it. Oh, and then I miss. Oh, whatever. Alright, so... No. Alright. So let's go ahead and deal with these fish. There's a reason that I'm going to deal with them. Is I'm going to get another set of rings up here. And, oh, I missed. Yeah, see, I would typically land on them otherwise. Alright, so... we can take this. Let's go ahead and collect our rings to get some extra lives. Now, typically I was collecting 100 rings. But this time... oh, this time it didn't let me in. It's like, oh, you're being a little cheeky there, aren't you? We see what you're trying to do. Oh, wow, it's really not letting me in this time. What? It's not letting me in. That's so crazy. It's like, stop abusing of the game mechanics. I'm gonna try one more time. If I can't make it in there, I'm not gonna even bother. Oh, there we go. Just had to go a little higher that time. Alright, so we got another extra life from there. Again, I'm pretty sure I don't need these, but it's one of those, I'd rather be safe than sorry. No! Oh my god! They are never on screen when they shoot you! Look, one's gonna come from there, and I have not seen him. I'm sure of it, because it always happens. Oh, now just to disprove me, it's not gonna happen, so... I don't think I'm gonna be able to do what I was planning on doing now, thanks to the stupid, idiotic buzz bomber there. I mean, it's still, I guess, doable. It's gonna be significantly harder. Like, I have to go into little crevices that I don't typically go into. Because, you know, enemies can exist in places that are off-screen and hit you. That's totally fair. In the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright, so... Oh! Well, yeah, I can kiss it goodbye now. Like, there's no point. Like, I'm so upset right now. Look at this! Where? What? Twice! Twice! There's only one! He can't shoot that fast! Never in the game at all has he ever done that. You know what? You know what I can do? Since the game wants to be kind of annoying with me, I'll show you. Hey game, guess what? Oh, or Tails can collect that one ring and keep me alive. You know what, game? How about this? How about I just end it off? Oh, and whatever I do, I should probably hurry because I just saw what the time was for the level. After all that ridiculousness happened. Okay. Because I don't want to deal with these morons down here. Oh look, Tails did something useful. I don't mean to like bash on Tails, but Tails tends to be really more annoying half the time than helpful. Which is what makes it annoying. It's like, I'm here to help, Sonic. I want to be just like you when I grow up. Cool, follow me. Tails, what are you doing? No, Tails, no. It's not even that you ended your life, you ended mine. In future games, oh my gosh. In future games, he'll be way more useful. And now it doesn't want to let me up there. See, I don't understand how it works half the time. Because why did it work before? And now it's not working. And then if I do it that way, it works. So you know what, game? Joke's on you. Because I'm going to end up with more lives now as a result. So I'm going to try to get the 200 rings. And then we're going to move on to Act 2. Which, like I said, because I was going to do this, it's probably going to take me a little bit. Like, I'm not going to be able to get all the Chaos Emeralds in one part as a result, is what I'm saying. Oh, wait, no. No! Come on! Yeah! Alright, so we get that. We hop down here. We get this one. So now we just got to make sure that we don't do anything silly. Oh, we can get these. Let's get up here. I'm going to roll into a ball. Alright, just so that I feel like I have a safety net, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. And now I should be able to get the 200 rings, no problems. Can you believe I've spent almost 10 minutes on just this zone, according to the clock? Of course I've been here much longer, obviously, because I was doing the bonus stages. Oh, between that and then the 2 ring boxes up ahead, I think I should be fine. There we go. Now I have 14 lives. I don't think that I'm going to need any more than that. So any extra lives that I get from this point on are just, you know, it's nice to have. But, oh, there we go. Yep, we can come back here and play around like we did in the first game. But, unfortunately, there's no little things to locate and find here. Alright, so, given the time that's remaining, I'm going to have to cut off the video here because I'm running out of time, so I will pause it here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel to help it grow, and I'll see you in the next part where hopefully I will get the next 4 Chaos Emeralds. Until then, guys, take care.